hello, fellow watchers. This is Piggy, and I'm joined by Ash here from Watching Walford, bringing yet another edition of Watching Walford. It's episode 127. Today's episode is going to cover the biggest storylines and takeaways from week 23 of 2025. All the episodes from the 2nd of the 6th, 2025, all the way to the 5th of the 6th, 2025. So yeah, very quickly, how are you doing, Ash? And then we'll get into it.
It is a sleepy podcast. If you couldn't already tell, the morning voice is out. But yeah, it's doing alright. How you doing?
Doing good. See, I knew he was streaming. He's in a tournament for the next few weeks, so I was like, I'll just go up. Okay, I'll get out of bed and I guess I'll record. Had an apple tart and a Cadbury's caramel bar for breakfast, as you do.
Healthy,
yeah. I'm always healthy on this channel. You know what I mean? There's apples in the apple tart, of course. Oh, excuse me. So what are today's topics? Well, we have Peter and Lauren continue to fight. The relaunch of the Albert. Catchy's Alfie buy some blue movies. And then we have the awards and the after show. And I don't know why I have a number 2 beside the after show, but I guess it's the after show part 2. I guess. So, do you want me to start?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay. What is the timestamp? One. I was gonna wait till it hits 2. And now where are we? Peter and Lauren continue to fight. What do I mean with this? Well, we start off the week with Lauren and Peter again having arguments, and then Peter basically, how do I word this? So yeah, they're talking about this week, and then like Peter does not want to see good old Big Jim with the blindness because he thinks Lauren's to blame.
Big Jim with the blindness, Christ's sake.
That's all I can think of. But he just want to see Big Jim is the problem. He's like, Lauren, you're to blame for this. So they have an intervention where Lauren and Peter and Cindy and Kathy sit down and they're having a lovely conversation. And then like Peter's like, yeah, you're on.
This is mental. This is absolutely mental because like ahead of just building to this, Peter's just fully head in the sand. Like, well, he doesn't even want to look at baby Jimmy. Doesn't even want to look at Lauren. And they're sick of the sight of each other. Like, they are just walking around like they've been married 40 years and they're just holding a grudge. And it's relentless and it is absolutely ridiculous. What have you just drank, mate? You look like someone's shitting your salad.
Hold on.
You keep the tea bag in.
Hold on. Get the tea bag in.
No.
It's
not as bad as when a biscuit dips it, like falls in the tea, and you just get all the crumbs. You're like, oh, no, the old texture just. Ugh. But yeah, so essentially though, Lauren wants to make up with Peter, but Lauren is on her. I'm the fucking mother. I am the one who has been raising him. So why is Peter being such a petulant child? But Peter is decided that he just hates Lauren. He just hates Lauren because now he blames Lauren for... It's a weird thing because... look, if you didn't know, Lauren is an addict. You know, alcohol, painkillers. She's got an addictive personality. So that's just how it is. So Peter is fuming that now his baby, I don't know why I was putting in air quotes, it is his baby, but his child is now blind because of Lauren. But he isn't angry at Cindy who started her on the fucking pills.
Ironic.
Why are you not angry at Cindy? She caused this. Yeah, sure, Lauren didn't help it, but Cindy enabled this addiction, but somehow Cindy's smelling her roses. Like, but fuck Lauren, apparently, is the MO. That's the whole point of it. We hate Lauren because she's the problem. And obviously, yeah, this is where it kind of heads towards this this very weird argument where, yeah, as Piggy mentioned, Kathy, Cindy, Lauren, and Peter, they're all sitting down. And Lauren's like, look, Peter, I just need your help. I just don't feel like you trust me. I don't feel like you're giving me help. And then Peter basically goes, yeah, well, you're the reason our fucking kid's blind, so fuck you. Whoa, what the... Whoa. And, like, he just continues. He just absolutely continues. And you can tell he's gone too far when Cindy's like, whoa, what the fuck? Even I wouldn't say that. Jesus. Peter, wind your fucking neck in, boy. It's a mental thing.
Yeah, although you've absolutely ruined the word addicted to me because of the Simple Plan song. Because all I hear now when Peter says I'm addicted, you're addicted.
Yeah, I've not ruined it. You've ruined it for yourself.
Oh no, you've brought it up before and made me listen to the song, so that's all I think about now. Which if you don't know, the song goes, I'm a dick, I'm addicted to you.
Yeah, true. I did do a bit about it on stream once.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just like, yeah, fuck you, Lauren. Addict, why don't you drop some meds and drink some alcohol, you smelly bitch? And it's like, what?
And like, he's even like, it's going to be all about the Lauren show. It's all the Lauren show, isn't it? It's like, Peter, you don't get a show. You're a fucking NPC, you boring bastard. Living at home till he's 30, fucking drinking his parents, eating his parents' food, getting to have a bunch of businesses that aren't really businesses. Oh yeah, I'm a personal trainer, me. Fucking slaving away, doing nothing with his life, whilst Lauren's raising his kid. And now she's raising another of his kids, and he's useless. He's absolutely useless, is Peter. Yet he's got the gall to believe that he will raise the child better, which is ridiculous.
Hey, that's
like Peter's useless.
If people want a phallic comparison, that's like me going, Ash, I think I can do this channel better than you. Like, no, it's not how it works, boys. But yeah, continuing on, she goes.
Peter's lucky to be with Lauren.
He is
addict and everything. Lauren's a trooper.
Continuing on, Lauren goes to the Queen Vic and she's like, God, just gave me a vodka lemonade, please. Please, Linda. And Linda's like, okay, do you want to come upstairs and have a cup of tea? And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to go. And she phones Peter, who's talking to Cindy, but he doesn't answer. And then she goes to the...
Once again, him neglecting. Lauren may potentially relapse because of something he's done, but he's ignoring her as well. Which obviously, it's not entirely his thing to do. Also, I will say this is all just predicated on the fact that they've made a really good job of making Peter an unlikable asshole. Like, I'm not gonna act like this is some really like. I'm not gonna act like this is some cool meta commentary. No. The show's done a really good job of making Peter an absolute prick, and I fully fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Which is my favorite thing. My favorite thing is how us as soap fans, and usually the Reddit will attribute a character being a dick due to bad writing, but they won't admit that it's actually them getting done in by the show and actually believing in what they're putting out. Because any time you do what character do you hate the most? It's whatever character's been a dick that week. But no, it's not because the show's been doing it well and they've actually made the character hateable. It's because of the bloody writers. It's like, well, yeah, they're writing the character this way. You're falling for it, but you're too stubborn to admit that the show's actually making you feel.
And yeah, so she then goes to Harry's barn and she's like, give me a vodka lemonade, and they're like, nope. And then Zach sees her and he's like, oh, Lauren, go back to my place. Zach, by the way, is trying to get with Barney. Oh no, that is just something bad. He's trying to talk to Barney, but obviously Barney's like, leave me alone, creep. And he's like, okay, fair enough.
Barney is also self-destructing as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I can't believe it's just happy families. But it's happy families in the fact that someone's not going to get beat up that night. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of bad blood still there. Everybody's acting like it's fine, but it's not fine, and you don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure Harry like took everything out on like I don't know, a carburetor. That's a car part. Nailed it.
And yeah, so he goes back to Zach, and then they have a conversation, and then they continue, She kisses him.
Well, it's I don't know why you're reading it like smut. Yeah, and they go back and they have a conversation. Well, no, it's obviously Zach is telling Lauren the things that she wants to hear from Peter. You know, Zach's talking about how, you know, he's always been an unlucky dad, and you know, the first time they tried, he had baby Peach, but you know, obviously baby Peach passed away. Then he had baby Dolly, who was taken away from him in a different way, where Whitney left, and now he has another child who doesn't want to know him and wants to be with a family that's clearly bad for him in a sense. So like he's tragically down on his luck about actually being a parent. And you know, he says all the nice things like, no, Lauren, look, you do so much for your kid, but like it's also, you know, it's also such a big like privilege, you know, he's in your life. You know, Peter should respect that. Peter should appreciate you. And they have a little smoochy.
Also, he, again, just to bring it up, gets Brittany. He technically also were a dad.
Brittany Erasure's gone too far.
I know, it's a running joke at this point, but yeah, I'm just like, anytime he brings up his family, I'm like, don't forget Brittany. I know you didn't want her, but don't forget her. She's like the dog. It's like them campaigns you see at the dog at Christmas. A dog's not just for Christmas; it's for life.
Exactly.
But yeah, they have a little smoochy, and then he was.
Do they sleep together?
Yes.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They just had a little kiss. One of them slept on the sofa.
Damn.
And my favourite thing is obviously the subreddit chiming in. Am I just sick of affairs? It's not an affair. It's not an affair, guys. It's one time.
And then by the way, Peter's like, I'm gonna bring Big Jim, to the hospital, to a private hospital. And I'm like, okay, he's stepping up. It's a bit wrong. And then Lauren
private
goes to
hospital as well. Who's paying for that? It's probably Ian.
Ian's gonna have a little rant now about why Brexit was good. When I agree with Nigel Ferrari. And then continue on. Yeah, so he brings Big Jim to a hospital, and he's like, Lauren, just give me that bag, and I'm gonna look after Big Jim. And she's like, yeah, but he's my kid. I want to look after him too. And he's like, tell me where you stayed last night. She's like, no, I stayed at a mate's. Leave me alone. He's like, tell me where you stayed. I stayed at a mate's. Just tell me where you stayed, you bloody addict. She's like, okay, Peter. Jesus. So Peter goes to the private hospital, and I forget the name of this martial arts kicker.
Well, it's just, and this is the most rich thing as well. This is the most Cindy like thing that Peter's done in ages, where he goes to a private clinic and he does get an appointment, but the focus isn't on an appointment. We see another kid who has like issues with sight. I don't remember what like condition she had, but you know, she's basically blind was basically it. So it was a depiction of a family with a child who is also blind. So this is a very, very clear bit of messaging for Peter to go, oh, maybe it won't be that bad. And this family basically settles him with knowing, oh, hey, you know, all like the smartest thing we can do is we actually work hard to stay together and be together for the kid because we need to accommodate our child. And it's a important thing to see as well, right? Where they basically say, look, the kid's happy as fuck. The kid's content with life. Like they got no problems. It's just we have to advocate for them because obviously they don't know like the difference. Really, they don't. It's all they know. So you just have to be strong, and it is hard to like keep doing this. But you just need to fight for them. And Peter also gets karate chopped, which was good.
No, he doesn't get karate chop. He gets like that karate chop was full on like an assault. Like Jesus, he broke his shoulder.
And because he spoke to one family and got the parenting advice karate chopped into him, he goes back to Lauren and is like, "Yeah, well, I'm taking the kid away now. He's gonna be better with me." It's like, what? Yeah. I had one conversation with one set of parents, and now I know what's best for our kid. It's like, what? What do you mean? What is he on? He's been karate chopped one time. Now he's a good parent, is he? He abandoned Louis throughout the bulk of his life, for fuck's sake.
Okay,
ridiculous.
I'm going to keep the camera on you because I have a serious question to ask you. Would you rather be raised by Lauren or Peter?
Lauren. Peter's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to like say that you could see Max and stuff, so it'd be good.
I mean, neither family home is less chaotic.
True. It's an interesting.
There's a lot of deaths on both sides at different ages. They're both cursed.
Yeah. At least,
but also being raised by Ian and at some later point Cindy, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
at least Max leaves every now and then.
Yeah, well, yeah, and he just that sad face that we both enjoy.
Yeah. At least he'd teach you how to shave or something. Ian would just stand there arguing about the price of razor blades and how they've gone up over the years and how inflation's ruining the country.
I like the idea.
Max would just do it once and then get a phone call and fuck off. So I'd spend the next 3 years with just one shaved patch in my face. Oh, you shave, do you? Yeah.
Just the other side's cover.
My granddad taught me.
Just the other side's cover.
Just one solitary line.
Obviously,
I look like nobody's taught me to shave. But that's just how the facial hair grows. Sorry, it is horrendous.
I'm laughing at the fact that we've made Ian a gammon. Like he
is a gammon.
Oh, I know. I know, but
we haven't made him a gammon. He is a gammon. He spent like last week saying, "Oh, bloody bootish at HS I did." True. That's my best male Lou Beale impression. The thing about the NHS, don't know. That's weird. Natalie Cassidy. But yeah, just he is a gammon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I think I know which church.
Peter's an entitled little rat.
Just to put it out there, I think I'd rather know which church history if I stumbled upon it. I'd like to see, and it's Max Brannan's, not Ian Beale. Ian's gotta be bloody hell. Like,
mate, Max is secretive though. He deletes that every time.
True.
Even if he's just looking up like restaurants to book, he deletes that.
Yeah. Ian just keeps it all out.
What's 2 + 2? Deletes it. Still doesn't know the answer.
What are the English bad people to the Irish? ? Delete. But yeah, just again, I ranted to Ash, but we're going in circles again. Like Peter basically goes, yeah. I seen a family like talking to me about like parenting, so I'm just gonna take your children away, and I'm like, you don't have to, Peter. You literally you could work things out.
You could talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just he basically. Lauren doesn't tell him where she stayed, and then she does tell him that she stayed with Zach, but nothing happened. And he just goes, "Oh well, I'm fucking leaving anyway." All right, sound. Cheers, Peter. Appreciate that, big man. It's just, yeah, it is. Honestly, it feels like we've seen this a lot under Chris Clenshaw. I won't lie. Like, it was the same thing with Zach and Whitney, where it's like, okay, So one of the parents is going to do stuff without the others, like without actually running it by the other parent, who is equally as important in this scenario. And then they're going to get more and more angry, and then the relationship's going to die. I still think they'll probably will get, like, they will fight for baby Jimmy, and in the end, they will actually move past it. But, like, also, he's only just actually started to like baby Jimmy. Like, Cindy said, when I was raising you, there was a guy who I saw at, like, postnatal meetings? I don't know, whatever meetings they were, like, mum and baby class. But, you know, there was a dad there, and he sang this song to his kid, and then Cindy sang the song to Peter and Lucy, and now Peter sang the song to Big Jim, and he, you know, went off to sleep. And then he gets karate chopped, and then he's suddenly a good parent.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah.
Mental.
So just remember, kids, if you want to be a good parent, go to a private clinic, get karate chopped by a blind kid, and then you're a good parent. That's all it takes. No legality, no nothing. That's all it takes. And yeah,
It's like me reading one book on rocket science and applying to be an astronaut.
yeah.
Fucking handle that, me.
Wait, mate, did you put Big Bird on that bloody rocket? Oh no, oh no.
Don't know what scenario you're imagining, mate.
Yeah, you don't remember like the history where they were going to put Big Bird on a rocket, but it never happened because he was too fat. Like the costume was too big.
No.
Like apparently he was going to go to space, but he just never did.
Not up to date on my Muppets law.
Yeah, bro. Then they sent a dog to space, and it died obviously because they couldn't find a way to bring it back down. Idiots. But Lauren and yeah, so like Peter's just like, yeah, fuck you, and Lauren's like, okay, what did I do? And
he basically says, I'll see you in court. It's like, oh, piss off. Let's not have this. Let's not have big custody. Look, Peter, you and big custody, you don't get along, right? It's not that, well, it probably will, let's be honest. You know, if we are, there's a lot of better angles for Peter than there is Lauren, you know. But that's just a broken system. But fucking, it's just sickening, isn't it? It's just ridiculous. Why is Peter like, yeah, sure, maybe you can be a little bit upset, but the fucking doctor genuinely said, nah, these pills wouldn't have done anything. Like, it's very unlikely that it's obviously we'll do a test, but it's quite unlikely that the pills you took actually affected big baby Jimmy. So, but because Peter's not actually asked Lauren, he's just decided that's the case and that's what happened. Now it's Lauren's fault. Like, it's easy to just blame someone when it's probably not their fault. Maybe it is their fault. Who knows? But you're supposed to be parents who love each other. You literally I swear they got engaged like 2 weeks ago.
Yep, they're not wrong.
But the point, obviously, I get the idea that, hey, you know, it's a big shock to the family. A lot of this stuff, it does kind of shake the system to the core in a sense where, you know, it's not going to be the same as how you raised Louis. You're going to have to make a lot more like strides forward in order to learn more and like become better and actually start to understand Jimmy's needs. But you know, just blindly hating someone for probably not causing it is a stretch.
I mean,
like, it's not what the baby needs. Put the needs of Big Jim first, and it's what both parents think they're doing. It's a shock to the system. Fair enough. It shakes up families. It probably takes a strong family to withhold, and it won't be the first or last time there's a crisis. But for fuck's sake,
I think Lauren basically tells Peter, "You're not taking my children away," and then she goes to see Kathy, and Kathy's like, "I'm sorry, I've something else to deal with," and then like Peter's like, I need you to come with me, Gran, and Kathy's like, fair enough. That's basically that. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'm gonna go grab a drink, and I want you to hold on. I want you to talk about.
I can just talk about anything. It's fine.
I was just gonna get you to talk about the relaunch of the Albert, but I'll count you in a second. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Just 25. What's times 30? Just talk about the Albert, and I'll be back in a second.
Time to not talk about the Albert. Let's talk about me. No. Just the final bit on the on the Peter stuff though. It's a ridiculous little time. It's just kind of it's mental. I see the problem with this is, as Piggy briefly mentioned, it feels like we've been going this same route for a while, and fundamentally, excuse me. Fundamentally, it feels like we've been on the same path for ages. And I get that Chris Glenshaw's time is coming to an end. It wasn't a week ago when we thought it was. Now it's seemingly June the 16th that week when Ben Wadey's episodes take over. But the time, it does feel like we're circling the same points. Like, Peter and Lauren are blowing up again. Cat and Alfie, wasn't that fun when we established that once, like 7 months ago, and we didn't come back to it? Hey, Elaine is gonna be angry at George for picking Cindy. It's like, guys, please. Why are all relationships under Chris Glenshaw so unbelievably boring? They're only a couple when there's a problem, and that's pretty much it. That's my issue with. And as I did in the big video, the big issue with one of the biggest issues of Chris Glenshaw is his lack of ability to actually make compelling relationships. And yeah, sure, Suki and Eve is the exception, but fundamentally, you know how places do show not tell. Well, Chris Glenshaw just tells us that these relationships are really big and important, and then proceeds to not do anything with them. So, yeah, it's just it's just a really weird state of affairs, and it's one that I desperately hope does change under old Ben Wadey soon. TM. But yeah, fingers crossed that he starts to sort it soon, because it's gone too far. I was just ranting about Chris Glenshaw just having terrible relationships. Made a little line saying Chris Glenshaw only remembers it's a relationship when there's a problem.
Fair enough.
Like, what happy relationships have we seen under this era of the show? Are there any? There any happy relationships?
Cat and Alfie, barely.
Yeah, but they're not even happy either, because they're having more problems. At least their problems aren't the marriage problems.
Yeah.
But
Kathy and Harry, I guess.
yeah, but that happened through a big affair.
Fair enough. Did you at least bring up the Albert a little bit, or?
No.
Okay, so I'll redo the timestamp then, just so people don't get annoyed. So
he's trying to censor me.
Not trying to censor you, mate. Just
he's degrading the quality of the podcast so he can fit his bloody timestamps.
Well, do you not want the timestamps then? I'll gladly not do them. Oh jeez, I couldn't swallow that.
Sorry.
What?
No, just leave that innuendo hanging there then.
There's no innuendo, I just couldn't swallow it. It was too big. Continuing on. Talked about too big. The Albert. As I was saying, so the Albert is now being relaunched by Cindy, who, I'm just gonna be honest, does not know a thing about being queer. I could say that word, can't I?
What do you mean she's camp as fuck? Yeah, queer's fine.
I was just making sure.
We took back the word queer.
Okay.
But what do you mean though? Cindy's camp as they fucking come.
Bro.
There are 2 perfect owners of the Albert on the square. Or 3 maybe. And that's Sharon, that's Cindy, that's Elaine, or just an actual queer character, or that, maybe Eve. But like, what do you mean? Cindy's camp as fuck. It's great. I never want to see her like run an actual bar ever again. This is her place.
Yeah. But it starts off with the tickets not selling well because she's put out at like £20. What do you expect? The tickets are not going to sell well at £20. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, that's hard to swallow. And as I was saying, so yeah, we like Freddie and what's the other lass's name? Felix. I was just like, yeah, Cindy, yeah. So how are you gonna reopen this? Felix and Freddie are just like back chatting about Cindy, but not to her face.
Yeah.
Behind her back, which is funny. And then Cindy's like, I need to do something big for the Queen Vic, and Felix like, I've got not the Queen Vic. You do something big for the Albert, and like Felix is like, say something big. I've got an idea. I get knocked down. Yeah. What are
you know the coffin dance meme.
Yes, I do. I'm very.
That's basically what happens. Like they have the cardboard coffins. Like the old Albert is dead. We're back. Also, perfect time as it is Pride Month.
Yeah. Perfect
time to bring it back. And we celebrate Pride Month by axing Felix. Let's go.
That's honestly great. But yeah, the only Chumbawamba song they could probably actually play on air. Let's be honest.
Nobody else knows any of the others.
Yeah, I do recommend if anybody does want to listen to like any Chumbawamba songs, listen to Homophobia or it's fucking something Florida. I forget the name of it. Two great songs. They're a brilliant. They're like a brilliant like positive political band. Word Bomber is also a great song. If you don't know, Word Bomber is about the attacks that happened in 2005, where no one was thankfully injured. Or no, people were injured but not killed. So yeah, I get knocked down plays with Cindy and Elaine have face off, and then like Elaine throws a drink at Cindy and Kim's like fight, and then you just have in the background like he drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink, he sings songs that remind him of the good times, he sings songs that remind him of the better times. And it's just, I don't know why I loved it so much. Maybe because I'm a little fan of Chumbawamba, I loved it so much. And plus it's my song on Fortnite that I always use when I'm dropping out of the sky. But like, I just love this scene so much. And then basically Elaine's like, okay, you're going to reopen the Albert, I've one better. I'm going to do a karaoke night. And I'm like...
Also, I don't know what's happened with Soap, but for fucks, there's been too much karaoke lately. In Coronation Street, they've appointed a new person as like head of the Rovers Return, which is basically their Queen Vic. And they've appointed a new manager called Glenda, who used to work on the cruise ships, and she's got a voice on her, so she sings at any fucking opportunity. But so now in both my EastEnders and my Coronation Street, I'm getting to hear fucking, because obviously nobody's actually gonna sing like they can, because like it's funnier if the characters can't sing. Like most of the characters probably can sing because they're actors. So what the fuck else do they have to do with their time? You want to do panto at any point? Start singing. But fuck me. Too much karaoke for me. I don't even like karaoke as a concept. Well, I do. It's fun, but fuck's sake. Leave it out, please. This kind of carries on, though, as Freddie and Felix both realise they're not getting paid. They've quickly realised Cindy's scamming it. Well, I get why, because she didn't... It's not like she bought the business with money. She did just get the business signed over to her. She's clearly not got fucking anything. Like, the only money she has is now in the Albert, because that's all she could have, like, that's basically the only asset she has. So, it's, so Felix and Finley bow out, and then we circle back to another Clenshaw classic. He's back! No short stints. No. Elaine's gonna be jealous over George and Cindy again. Didn't you love it the last 17 times they did it? Didn't you love it when George and Cindy hover around each other? Then Elaine gets fucking sketched out. So George helps out Cindy set it up because, look, he's a good man. He sees Cindy in a time of need. He tries to get Gina to help her out. And in the end, he does. And Gina helps out at the launch. And yeah, what else happens at the launch?
Well, he helps her out, obviously, like you said. He goes, "Oh, look, don't worry about the staff. I'll pay for it." And Cindy's like, "Oh, good man, George. Respect, brother." And then Elaine's karaoke night goes tits up as it doesn't happen because only like 2 people show up and Shrimpy's
Well,
like,
it does happen. It's just the most depressing thing you've ever seen in your life.
it reminded me of when Kat in Christmas 2018 did karaoke and just ruined it. But that's
I mean, you
just
basically have Shrimpy who's like, never say my love for you. He's just like crying, holding a fucking beer. Just, I think it's like Karen in the cafe. Is it Karen? The woman who always wears the headband in the cafe. I think that's a little sneaky update. Her and Shrimpy.
are they
He's just
shagging?
singing like love ballads.
What?
I mean, it's a weird idea of foreplay, but perhaps,
Oh,
I'm gonna shitly sing a song at you. I like how Shrimpy just gets to do music now. Like they figured out that Shrimpy is a musician, so it's like any time we can get him like on the piano or like doing any remotely singing based things, he's in.
I love the idea.
Glad they figured that 15 years in.
I just love the idea of him like, Karen, I've got this great idea. I'm just gonna sing a love song for you. What song in this scenario would you sing to your lover? It could be any song.
Wet ass pussy.
But I don't even imagine you sing it. You just read it dramatically, like you're reading an ad, like a script for an ad.
Well, I'd go weak at the knees if someone got up on stage and went certified freak.
7 days a week.
That's me. That's me. Yes. I am dating myself in this scenario. It's a weird Ouroboros situation.
It's you don't even do any makeup to be like the second person. You just put on a little blonde wig, and that's it.
A veil.
Yeah.
A singular veil.
What would I sing? What would I sing to myself if I was to sing a love song? Oh, I'm trying to think.
No, I don't think it's getting better than WAP.
I don't. Yeah, it's not. But like, I just imagine you going 7 days a week, certified free, just like dramatic. But Shrimpy just sings and then like Elaine's like fighting him over the microphone and it's like, leave me alone. Like, I just want to hear this update from Shrimpy and Karen. And
Gets Patrick and Yolande up there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're singing. What are they singing? I don't know.
It's a little love song.
Fair enough. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22 is what they'd be singing. Yeah, and then Kimmy comes in and goes, "Oh, lads, get your costumes on. We're going to Kath and Alfie's hag, hen do and stag do, because they're getting married." A little update later on, and
well, they're getting fake married.
Yeah. Jeez, I've had too much water. Jesus.
Burps over water.
Okay, I lied. I had a Pepsi and then a water and a cup of tea.
Yeah.
So.
Fucking who's lying?
Okay, calling me out. And then basically, yeah. Then Elaine goes, "All right, we're going to go to the Albert, and there's male strippers at this Albert, and they're doing some sexy dances. They are hitting that. They're hitting that shit." And they go, and then Elaine drops like a bottle of wine or champagne, and Sydney goes, "Oh yeah, thanks, George, you muscular man." Mwah. And Elaine's like, "Oh, George, what did you do?" And George's like, So no, the paint on that ceiling's very good, isn't it? And then I say, okay, thank you, George. And then he does tell her eventually after Cindy's already broke out what George did, and I say, okay, George.
Cocaine. Untrue, yeah. But once again, the perpetual cycle of Cindy and George and Elaine. Despite, I thought it was over now. I thought it was done. Like, don't worry, no more Cindy and George. It's done. It's finally done. George isn't going to be suckered back in again. He's back in. Fuck's sake. And then Elaine's like, look, I'm your wife, not Cindy. Fuck's sake. Fucking stop it, you twat. God, any of these shorts I'm going to have to make. One of the most censored things I've made in my life. But just please stop. I can't be dealing with George and Elaine and Cindy triangle again. I liked it at the time, but now that we've had some time removed, stop it. Stop, please. Have them get together or don't.
Yeah.
But once again, they're only ever a couple when there's a problem.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it. I guess now I'm on to the last topic. Are you ready for this, Ash? Now,
yeah, I will say though, Cindy in the Albert works quite well, and I think this is, I don't know, this is the right stage for Cindy. I look forward to seeing what happens with her in the Albert. I think like I said, it suits Cindy pretty well.
yeah,
It'd be like Bet Lynch and Corey. Bet Lynch, obviously, the character would absolutely live it up in a gay bar.
fair enough. Do.
I mean, Bet Lynch inspired most of the fucking drag scene, so leopard print wasn't just a Slater thing, boys.
Yeah. So speaking of Slaters, we see Calfee. Oh, that's the wrong camera. We see Calfee. And what do I mean by Calfee? Cat and Alfie. As Harvey's mate is trying to sell him a limo to have a limo business, and then he meets with Cat, who then agrees to it, who goes to Phil, and it's like, Phil, can you give me some of the divorce money so I can buy this business? And then he goes back to Harvey, and he's like, why don't you be a silent partner? I love this mate. I love this character.
He's playing both sides. He's playing both sides. He's so weird though. Like at some point, he genuinely does like, oh well, I don't know, mate. He fucking does that. Why is that immortalized on EastEnders? Why is him making fart noises with his mouth?
I like
he's
him.
The most normal man I've seen in my life.
I like him though. He just wants his bag and he wants to leave.
I mean, he's retiring. He should get his bag.
Yeah, he should. And then he calls Kat and she's like, I have a business offer. And Kat's like, ooh, money. And she goes, and it's Harvey and the boat go, what? Fuck off. But then they realise, oh yeah, we should work together and not against each other. And then who should enter the scene from the 6-month holiday, Ash?
Gene.
Wow.
Back. And yeah, it's basically Kat's like, I'm doing it for our family. I'm gonna have this limo business. Harvey's like, oh, I need a new job. Oh, I need limo business. Hey, Kath, sugar mama, please pay for half of my limo business. And then Kat tries to steal it, but the old geezer, like, loyalty gets him involved. So now he's a proud owner of a limo like rent out business for like weddings and shit and like fancy occasions. He's a chauffeur. And Kat is torn because it's Harvey. Fuck Harvey. He cheated on Jean. He ruined her life. And just as they toast, and also at this time, Alfie gets the idea. Hey, the divorce is settled in. Now time to And I was getting some flashbacks to 2022 Alfie for a second when he returned. Where it's like, yeah, I need to lock Kat down before she marries someone else. It's like, oh, fucking hell, all right, Alfie. All right. And then proposes to Kat for realsies. And it's an older person proposal because they fall over and they both sprain something.
My favourite bit is Jean's talking to Kat about family. I think you just have Alfie's and she's like, holy shit. It's like when I got up to record this podcast. I went into the kitchen to make a cup of tea and then I heard the keys jingle. My dad arrived home. I didn't say anything because he thought I was asleep, so he walks into the sitting room / kitchen. He just sees me and goes, oh shit, you're up? The hell? And I go, yeah. I was like, oh, sorry. I go, oh, it's alright. But yeah, they talk to Jean and then they toast to the Calfee wedding. And then Jean walks, she's like, oh, you're for me. And then Big Mo's like, shut up, they're not here for you. And then she goes to Kat, oh, you told Harvey before me, what the hell? And then like Kat's like, at least I didn't leave Stacey to fend for herself. And then Jean slaps her, but I'm like, Kat's right. Shouldn't have left her.
Yeah. See, Jean returns like, oh, what? Harvey knows before me about the wedding. Then no, we're also going to business together. What? And then she just gets angry, and then her and Kat have a bit. Yeah, she does slap Kat, and it results in a bit of a standoff where Jean goes to like the stag do and tries to set the fire alarm, but can't do it and like starts panicking. And then Kat and Jean kind of sit down and are like, "Look, I want you at my fake wedding. You are family." And then Jean's like, "Fuck you! You don't respect family, do you? Where's all your family loyalty? That's where it's at." And then Kat's like, "You fucking reported Tommy to the socials, you grotty knobhead." Like, you literally got him taken away. And she's like, "Oh, I was only next door anyways." Obviously inspired by me. And that's a joke. And then Kat's like, fuck off. Fuck off. Sort it out. And Jean's like, I don't know what's happened to me. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then I think she comes to the wedding. Probably. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
And then I just talk about it, I guess. Where does the Blue Movies bit come in, Piggy? Well, little chat. So, what's his name? What the fuck's his name again? Joel, first off, here's that Barney and Fanny are getting a bit closer. And then he goes up to Fanny and he calls her can I say the word skank? I'd assume so.
I mean, you're just saying what you said.
Okay, I just, because I don't know what YouTube considers a swear word or not. Like, I know they don't.
I mean, we are saying fucking shit.
Yeah.
I think you can manage that one.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if YouTube will think skank's worse than, fucking shit. So, he calls her that, and then she's like, oh, I thought you loved me, and Fanny's like, dude, kiss me, knee to the bollocks. And then, like, you see Devinda and, Denzel, like, laughing about it, and it's like, no, leave me alone. And then he goes to Tommy, and then Amy's like, you're a creep, and then leaves. And then Joel's like, Tommy, do you know where your dad's credit card is? And I'm like, Tommy's like, yeah. He's like, and Tommy's just like, okay. And then we don't know what it is. Obviously, I told it earlier on this week. And then he opens the computer, and then we see Kat open the computer. And you just, like, obviously it's censored, but you just see some mama jammas just pop up on the screen.
The site is called XEXXtreme for you. And then, there's a tab for Meet Now. There's a tab for Top 10, which is mental. A mental tab for Top 10. Explore girls near you. You can unpress to unlock. Bloody verification codes, arm and a leg. The length of this fucking verification codes. Mental. It's like 20 characters. You know, you can chat some bored housewives. Look, call me old-fashioned, but why is he paying for it? Might be bold to suggest. You can just find it online. Maybe there's child locks or something. But that's how I've explained away this. How have they not just found it somewhere else? But like, homie, what you paying for it for? Hey, if you have like a creator, you know, support your creators. Do that, sure, fair enough. But this isn't a creator. This is just a weird, sketchy looking site. Maybe if we kind of overanalyze it, maybe it is more like a Joel kind of seems to be more like creepy voyeur, wants to kind of see stuff he shouldn't, wants to be involved in stuff that he shouldn't, and kind of he doesn't really respect women, so maybe like hidden camera stuff, and maybe that's what he's getting him to pay for. But also, why is he paying for it though? And also, why is he not closing the fucking tab? Is the other question. At least cover your tracks if you're doing that. And you can't even cover your tracks that bad, because I highly doubt Extreme for You, or whatever the fuck it's called. I highly doubt that's got like a thing that's not going to show up on his credit card as well. So, Christ, what an amateur. Cover your tracks, home slice. It's not worth the aggro. And now Kat probably thinks this is Alfie's secret porn site. It's taking the piss. And I remember, because I remember like briefly seeing the spoilers. Like, Kat and Alfie's big secret. Is the secret that Tommy used his credit card to buy some fucking erotica? You know what I mean? Like, is that really the big secret?
Hey, I'm confused, right? Because he buys the porn. Do they just sit there and watch it? Like, who watches porn for the plot? You know?
All with you, mate.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to show you my fucking. I'll tell you my kinks, but I'm not going to show you what I watch on the old hub. That seems a bit weird. Like
Timestamps and everything. This is where the end happened, and I'm not talking about the video. What the hell? What?
Oh my god!
It's only 10 seconds in.
Okay, I just side note, right? Side note.
Oh god.
This is a mental side note. I found an adult video, right? I was gonna go on an adult video in case YouTube gets mad, and when I tell you this acting is so funny in my eyes, basically this guy's in a chastity cage, and obviously they unlock it, and she's like, "Wow, she's British," and it's like, "Wow, oh my god, that's fucking huge." Just it's shit acting like that. It buckles me every time. Didn't know it was gonna be that fucking big. Like it's obviously like a guy who doesn't watch porn has written the script. Like, you know what I mean?
What do you mean? It's not like you need a degree to write what people saying.
Yeah,
no.
no.
Getting a bunch of people with second language English, just like, they're not they are actors, but they're not that sort of actors. Who's critiquing the acting, anyways?
I don't know.
Who's critiquing the acting?
Me.
You don't even critique the acting in EastEnders, for fuck's sake.
I know. Oh, it's just the fact she was British, and this man is clearly an old man, and she's just like, "Wow, it's so big, wow." Like, okay,
but like, I don't know. Are we? I mean, it does seem like Joel is going to be the kind of like toxic masculinity, don't respect women sort of thing. So, are we? I don't, because we're not. It's not an incel thing, right? You know, he has done the deed, so he's not an incel. But Tommy? Would Tommy kind of go too far in the other way?
Time will tell.
Yeah, might be
Time.
interesting.
But
But yeah, it's gonna be probably gonna be a hard watch. It's gonna be interesting to see how far they take this sort of thing. And just generally how, like, if this is where it's going though, what does Joel have any sense of future? Like, you know, it'd be hard to kind of look past this, but time will tell. It's still interesting though. Still very bizarre. You know, just like you don't even if you got child lock, you can probably just find stuff on YouTube. Let's be honest, uncensored as fuck, anyways. Like, you know,
see, it's simple.
why is he using someone else's credit card for? Obviously, because he doesn't have his own. But like, come on, homie.
See, the solution is just Google "scary movie 1 sex scene." There you go. It's a great starting point. Just gonna say it.
Just make a Reddit account.
Yeah. That is true. There is a lot of fun.
If you ever see a tweet on Twitter that says, "I've never seen anyone who looks good like this," and it's in some like tight clothes. There you go. There you go. Look, it's not hard to find. It's the internet. Everybody's a degenerate.
Except Ash.
Not me, of course.
Yeah.
Asexual.
He reads it, of course. That's the difference. Okay, now it's time for the awards. Just quickly moving on from that. It's time for...
yeah, we have done everything. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Now, do you want to run through the awards very quickly?
Oh, 4 awards. The underrated for whoever we just liked the most this week. Who Needs Slapping Down, which is also self-explanatory. The Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence, which is for the most wooden. And the Clenshaw Award. I think it's the most promising, like, idea, thing, story, person, whatever. Where do we start?
Underrated.
Tiramisu one last time before Felix is axed.
Yeah. I guess I'm going for... I'm going for... I'm going for Finny, because I forgot to mention it. Finny was a drag queen on a holiday, which was interesting. He shaved his legs, and he was a drag queen.
Also, the one thing that I remembered through seeing Vinny in this episode is Vinny is so incognito, I forget to put him on any of the axe lists. Vinny goes so under the radar. He's so unremarkable as a character. He's not even in contention for being axed because I forget that he exists. How crazy is that? It's not even on any of my EastEnders axing lists because I just forget that the man exists.
Yeah. But he was a drag queen. The Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence.
The cardboard coffin. Or the Albert.
I'm going for Chumma with my stuff I've been playing, as Cindy and Elaine have a scrap, you know. The Chris Clenshaw the Chris Clenshaw Award.
Most promising. It's over soon. Because honestly, the most that can go for Who Needs Slapping Down, but the fact that the end is in sight and hopefully we'll stop circling the same fucking stories.
Yeah. I'm going for the Cat and Alfie storyline because I think that's gonna be good, especially because how they're gonna handle it. And yeah, Who Needs Slapping Down?
Everybody who said that, including us, who said that Chris Clenshaw was stepping down on the 29th and he wasn't. So now I have to wait another week worth of episodes to actually see Ben Wadey's stuff. So that needs slapping down. We're a part of the problem. We made a video about it. Now it's changed. All the homies hate you, Chris Glenshaw, legend. Love you, legend.
Yeah, and what will I go for? Just Joel again. Just Joel. Oh, I'm going to go for Jean because she thinks she's the victim when she's not. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's it. Do you want to do the after show? Do you want to leave it there?
I mean, just general final thoughts. It was a good week. It was a good week. I blanked most of it. It wasn't the best week in my opinion. It's probably one of the least interesting ones for a while. And it's just a bit agonizing because we are kind of circling back round to the same points again. And it's just a lot of you can tell when a show's really good when it feels like you're earning the stories. It feels like you have actually made, like, you've earned that plot point. You've earned that next bit of the story. But this is just like, oh, and don't you worry, we're just going to circle on back to George and Elaine and Cindy Trouble and Peter and Lauren and Kat and Alfie. It's like, yeah, but, these characters haven't really been that big in focus. Like, I don't know. It was a good week, but it's just a bit grumpy about it, It's definitely showing its wear and tear. What about you, mate?
Don't know. I have no thoughts. I'm fed up of the era. I'm just like, I just hate going in circles. Like, I messaged Ash yesterday, and like, I'm not one to complain. Like I said, Ash is always the negative one. I'm the positive one. Okay, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I'm not one to complain.
What are you laughing for? What are you laughing for?
What's this revisionist history? I never complain. You complain.
Yeah.
I complain more than you, fundamentally. That is true.
Yeah.
But
he's holding me accountable.
You also complain by proxy, because most of the time you just sit there and you're like, yeah, I agree. So you're looped in with the complaining.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Point proven.
But as I was saying, I'm fucking fed up of this, just going in circles. Peter, stop being an asshole. Stop being a Maori, see you next Tuesday, and actually get on with your life. Gene, stop being a victim, and George, stop being an idiot. Please. I'm sick and tired of this. Because every time I want a progressive storyline, they go back in circles. And even Kat and Alfie. Like, my favourite bit is Alfie, like, brings up the fact Kat has cheated on him twice or 3 times. But not once does Kat bring up the fact that he cheated on her with Hayley.
Yeah.
I know that's revisionist history, but still, bring it up. Yeah,
yeah.
And they don't even mention Cherry, his child. But just fucking sick of it. And then Jean be like, "Oh, you're the bad guy, Kat, because you're in a business trip with Harvey." And I'm like, Jean, you ignored him for months, but you let him to sleep with a woman. Yes, he's a dick.
I mean, Kat had a perfect line saying you neglected him for months and just let him leave, and let him go into the arms of another woman. And
he gave him the choice, and he chose Kathy. You're only upset because he didn't choose you because he didn't want to live the same boring life. But he goes, "Do you want a bacon sandwich?" And you go, "You want a bacon sandwich, Jane? Jane, do you want a bacon sandwich?" Okay, thanks. I'll go wank to myself while watching fucking The Simpsons. Thank you for your input, you little old skank bitch. Thank you.
Jesus.
Like. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, I've found your rant about it, which I will go through now. I love the guy who owned the limo. God, I have a lot to say about this week. Me going, I've not got much. Still an hour. You can't beat me. I just hate the relationships. It's fucking winding me up. Peter, stop being an asshole. Gene, stop being the victim. I'm just wound up. Like, why are we going in circles? And I said, yeah, I felt that little. Basically, I was doing what you do sometimes on these shows. Yeah, agree. Yeah, keep going. I went, yeah, felt that a little bit. We're also circling back round to Elaine being upset with George over Cindy. And Piggy goes, like, I get you want to show the effects of Lauren and Big Jim. The Big Jim in writing as well. But for fuck's sake, it's genuinely making me not like the show. Then you have the Gene bit, which winds me up. You left Gene. You're the asshole, not Harvey.
Yeah.
I'm fucking backing Harvey in this fight. Then you have Kat being hypocritical to Harvey when she cheated twice. No mention of Haley from Kat when Alfie called Kat out on cheating on him. I'm sorry, mate, for ranting. I'm literally fed up with this whole fucking. So he's not faking it for the podcast. That's all real. It's all real.
But yeah, it just
yeah.
winds me up, and that's probably the after show, guys.
Yeah, probably. I mean, minor bits. I'm back to watching a bit of Grey's again, which is fun. Back to watching a bit of Grey's Anatomy. That's what I'm going to do after this. I'm also involved in a Simpsons hit and run speed running tournament, which is going to be taking place over the next couple of weeks. So if you want to see that, go over to my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AquaDreams, or go to Speed Simpsons on Twitch as well. It's a competition. So it means I'm going to be absolutely shitting my pants for the next 3 weeks. I'm going to blitz out these races as quick as possible. You know me, I don't like feeling like there's something I need to do and waiting for things to happen. I'd rather do it immediately and then move on. Unlike editing the video, which I've not touched in months. Yeah. But yeah, it's been alright though. I was a bit burnt out at the start of this week, but I think we're slowly getting back to where we want to be. But yeah, there we are. That's the after show.
Yeah, that's the after show, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.